Simulator, and today I'm going to be here with another battle. This one's going to be based on historical context, and this is going to be the siege, later sack of Constantinople during the Fourth Crusade of 1203/1204 by the attacking Crusaders versus the Byzantine Empire, the last remnants of the Roman Empire, with that man's shield, which is going everywhere. But yes, so we've got attacking the defensive fortifications of Constantinople here. We have got the attacking Crusader force, which is made up of, in this case, varying English, French and Teutonic Crusaders. Although that wasn't necessarily the proper army construct of the Fourth Crusades, it's what I'm using here. So on the front row here, we've got a whole load of peasants, which are acting as pilgrims / fodder / just armed citizenry who are coming to attack the Holy Land, stopping off at another Christian country, I suppose, being the Byzantines. But yeah, we've got them, and then on this side we've got the French, so we've got 3 French men-at-arms, followed by 3 French macemen, 9 French knights, and 6 French Crusaders at the back here. And then next to them we have got the English, which have got another similar composition, big English men-at-arms, followed by English flail men with their flails. We've then got 9 English knights, and then 6 English Crusaders with their white and red get-up and their armour. And then right on the flanks we have got some Teutons. We have got 2 mercenary medieval spearmen. They've got some shields and their spear, their heater shield, and well, not heater shield, but bigger footman in this case shield with their spear. We've then got a Teutonic axeman, a Teutonic flailman who's got a 3-headed flail, and then a Teutonic maceman, who is this man here, and then followed on by 2 Teutonic knights, and they've all got their, well, some of them have got their elaborate helmet get-up on them, as you can see. But yeah, so they're going to be the ones attacking up the slope towards the Byzantines. So defending the entrance gates here to Constantinople, we have got some Byzantine Infantry, which are just Byzantines with their sort of plate armour. They've got a spear, they've got their shield, and they are in a 3x3 square right here, with 2 more protecting the standard bearer, and obviously there are 3 defending the, well, 3 lots of them defending the 3 entranceways here, followed up with 8 crossbowmen on the walls. These are just basic crossbowmen, Byzantine crossbowmen. And then behind them we have got some mercenaries. We have got 6 mercenary medieval spearmen, followed up by 2 medieval axemen, mercenary axemen from, as you can tell, a Nordic country. They've got a massive old axe, slightly too big, but it's the best I can find. And they've also got a sort of fur, what would it be? A fur thing on their back, fur cape. There you go, on their back. But yeah, so we've got 2 loads of them on the flanks, well, behind them, inside of actual Constantinople, and then we have got Varangian Guard, which are the replacement for the Praetorians. They are the Imperial Guards, and there are 14 of them to defend against the 14 Crusaders, which are back there, standing menacingly, and they're protecting the final standard of Constantinople. But yeah, so that's what the Crusaders are going to be going up against. As you can see, the Crusaders have got 79 to 79 for the Byzantines. The Byzantines do have a higher cost due to about 20 of the Crusader number here actually being made up of just standard old fodder, just peasants, which will not do all too well against the Byzantine Infantry. But even so, we'll have to see how well this goes for either side. So let's get into it. So obviously the Crusaders are going to be the ones advancing up the slope here. The Byzantine crossbowmen are going to fire this first load of projectiles by the knights. As we can see, blocked. Will any of them impact anyone? No. Looks like one peasant was hit by a rebounding crossbow bolt there, but I think he's going to be the only casualty. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone else has been hit by any sort of stray rogue missiles, which is good, as the Crusaders are just going to advance up the slope, and generally some of them actually fall off this slope due to the nature of the of these simulation maps where they don't have edges on them. And as you can see, these guys are all coming up this way, heading towards the Byzantines over here, which means that some of them end up falling off the edge, because Tab's units, let's face it, aren't particularly smart. As you can see, we're about to lose one of the Teutonic Knights. We're going to lose the Mace Man here. Yep, his first leg has come off of the slope, and he's about to fall, and he's going to be followed by actually one of the Teutonic Knights, which is not good for the Crusader army here. Oh, we're actually losing a English Crusader as well. Going to lose 2 English Crusaders actually falling off the slope here, by the looks of it. As 3 English Crusaders. Can we get 4? 4 English Crusaders off the edge. But yeah, there goes one, there goes another. Which is definitely going to help out the Byzantines here, who are definitely not doing good at this particular time period. But in goes a couple of more crossbow bolts, hitting one of the peasants, thinning out the herd. In comes another one. Actually gets blocked by one of the knights there. In goes the first peasant though, towards the raring to go Byzantines. Yeah, as down goes an English knight actually off the edge, as well as a Teutonic knight and one of the other English Crusaders, which is not all too great. But in they go. It looks like the Byzantines are just raring to go. Look at them all piling out here. We've actually got some of the mercenary spearmen are also actually ready to get into it as well. Looks like we're not going to lose anyone else off the edge, which is good. They can actually get into the fray, and in goes the rest of the Byzantine spearmen, charging in. The Byzantine infantry getting stuck in there. They are developing some semblance of a battle line, as we can see here, pushing up against the besieging Crusader army. Hopefully their footman shields will put them in good stead against the relatively lightly armoured knights and men-at-arms and peasantry of the attacking Crusader army. Indeed, down goes one of the English men-at-arms. Hopefully the Crusaders can do the pushing though for the attacking Crusader army. It looks like they are actually starting. The English knights are actually starting to push through a little bit. Off goes cartwheeling a peasant away from the main fighting here. It looks like one of the standard bearers of the Byzantines have actually been brought in here. Someone there blocking a crossbow bolt. Oh, up flies an English man-at-arms as well. Up he goes. We have got an English flailman though, getting involved here. Charging in. Oh, misses with his flail, as we've got one of the Byzantine infantry getting taken out by a Teuton, as well as a English knight as well with him. Oh, nice sword strike there by this Teutonic knight, which is very good. Looks like we have lost one of the Teutons actually to a crossbow bolt, which is not all too great, as the Teutonic knight is sort of getting a bit enveloped by Byzantine spearmen. Oh yes, he just died to one of the spear thrusts, which is not all too great. Rest of the fighting has pretty much mostly devolved here for the attacking Crusader army. They're not really making all too much headway, although one of the Byzantine spearmen have just fallen off the edge, which is going to help the Crusader force, most certainly, who are actually starting to clear up the remains of the Byzantine army here, by the looks of it, or at least the Guardians here. Definitely the Crusaders are the ones doing the pushing, I feel. Although there is still these Byzantines over here, though they have just lost one of their infantry number to this English knight. They did just take down a French man-at-arms? No, that was a mercenary spearman. Oh, down goes one of the French Crusaders, but he's not dead. He's not dead. He's still holding on to his shield, and the English knight just takes out another Byzantine infantryman, which is very good. Can he make it a triple? Can he finish off this final Byzantine spearman? Goes for the sword cut. Oof. Doesn't make it, as the Byzantine charges forwards. Looks like we've got the remaining Crusader force. Yep, the French have actually fared the best in this encounter by the looks of it. We've still got a French knight. We've also still got a French Crusader as they take out the final Byzantine mercenary spearman who's still out here. Looks like the English knight did not manage to secure victory against this Byzantine infantry. He definitely lost that one. We've still got an English man-at-arms though. Or is that... no, that's a French man-at-arms due to the tall hat. And a couple of Byzantine spearmen are still trying their best. Looks like the last two mercenary spearmen have actually got involved now as well as one of the mercenary axemen coming in. Oh, we've got the Teutonic flail man. He's got his triple flail as the English Crusader and the French Crusader that's left over here does their best to try and push in. Oh, but down he goes. Down goes actually the French Crusader and the English man-at-arms to that axeman, which is very good. Very good for the Byzantines. We've actually still got an English flail man here. Saw him just briefly flying his axe. Oh, the French man-at-arms just gets taken out by the Byzantine Byzantine infantryman, who's now charging in. Looks like a French Crusader actually charged up here and took out most of the crossbowmen on the walls. We've only got one crossbowman left up here, one crossbowman left up there as well. Let's see, there's not all too many Crusaders left, there's just the French, surprisingly. Who'd have seen that one coming? The French are the ones actually left alive for the Crusader force here. We've still got three French Crusaders, as well as a French man-at-arms? Possibly? No, we've still got a French knight though, we've still got the English flail man as well. Looks like the Crusaders though, yeah, they're coming into one of the other axemen. They've still got two more axemen, plus two mercenary spearmen, plus all of the Varangian Guard left in Constantinople here. Oh, English knight charges out of nowhere. Although he might have just been a body that was caught up by the Byzantine infantryman as he charges in here, takes out the French knight. Looks like there's only two French Crusaders left. This man here and this man over here. Byzantine spearman gets taken out, possibly by the mercenary, although it could also have been from the French Crusader. Although I think one of them might have died from that. Oh. In comes two more mercenary spearmen. It's just, I think, one or two French Crusaders left now. Yeah, they're all definitely piling in over here. Yeah, here's one of the mercenary spearmen. Oh, yeah, here's the Crusader. Oh, kills off one of the mercenaries for the Byzantines, but even so, he's still got four axemen. Oh, down he goes. Yeah, he definitely didn't fare all too well for that. So who's left? Probably a Frenchman or a knight left over here somewhere. Oh, yep, here we go, a French knight. A rogue French knight actually taking out the crossbow force. He's trying to get some kills before he dies, get his KD up a little bit, I suppose. Goes for the standard bearer, doesn't manage it. Standard bearer knows that victory is near though. And yeah, it's just this French knight. I think we can... Yep, down he goes. I think the standard bearer actually managed to successfully defend himself. So, yeah, turns out losing some of your Crusaders off the edge definitely doesn't help. But even so, I don't think they would have been able to push in any sort of number over the Byzantines here to try to secure this victory over Constantinople. So in this case, the siege failed, but that can always be remedied. You saw the big fight going on over there, but that can always be remedied by giving them just, well, more Crusaders, so let's do that. Right, so what I've done for the attacking Crusader army, I have given them some more Crusaders. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and another Teuton. So that's another 7 more Crusaders. And then I've also given them some ranged units back here as well. 3 French arbalists, 3 English longbowmen, and a mercenary crossbowman, and the same on the other side. The mercenary crossbowman is coming from the Teutons, the English longbowmen are obviously coming from the English, and the French arbalists obviously coming from the French. I might actually give them Might actually give them some more Crusaders just at the back, and I'm going to give them these traditional-looking Crusaders, I suppose you could call them. There you go, 9 more Crusaders. I'm actually going to put them over this side. There we go. Okay, so more Crusaders. Hopefully this should turn the tide of battle, because they nearly broke through. It's just those mercenaries really holding them back, and then the Varangian Guard. So hopefully this should cover for any losses from the Crusaders actually advancing up the slope, whilst the Arbalist and ranged units will hopefully be able to deal with the Byzantine ranged units, and then obviously they can hopefully just push through from there. So let's see how this one goes for them. So of course they're going to advance forwards. The Byzantines are going to fire from their wall defences. So in they go. Are these going to claim more people than before? Looks like they did indeed. One of the French macemen just got taken out. There's now going to be even more of a press, actually. I was hoping that the Crusaders' ranged units would actually be able to fire from where they are here, but it looks like we've just lost 2 peasants, but that's no big loss. Let's be honest, the peasants were hardly MVPs of the last attempt. So, yeah, I mean, historically, if we're wanting to base this off of the 1203/1204 attacks on Constantinople, the 1203 siege didn't really work. I mean, it sort of did, but sort of didn't, and then the proper sacking happened 1204. So we can call this the 1204 attempt. We've got a bigger Crusader army. Here they all go. I say that. French Arbalist has just fallen off the edge. Looks like we haven't lost anyone else over that edge yet. They are getting dangerously close to this edge though, and we're about to lose one of the medieval peasants as well. Couple of the Crusader army though has just fired. Looks like we've got some actual Byzantine spearmen rushing out, which is not great, let's be honest. We're going to lose another Arbalist off the edge though, if we're not careful. Oh, in charges a peasant, hitting right into those Byzantine infantrymen. Oh, who narrowly avoids getting hit by another crossbow bolt, but it looks like one of the Byzantines have actually been hit by a crossbow bolt, so they've taken out one of them. Looks like, yeah, we've only lost one more Arbalist off the edge, and it looks like that's it actually. So the Crusaders have actually done far better with people falling off the edge this time than last time, because they haven't lost a single proper actual fighting unit off the edge, other than some peasants and a couple of Arbalists, which, yeah, definitely going to help out the Crusaders this time, as in they all charge. They're now getting pressed into the push of Byzantines, which this time they actually advanced out from their defensive formation, or rather from their defensive emplacement, which is not the best idea, I suppose, because they now don't have the thin walls to protect themselves. But they are now getting shot a bit with long-range bows and crossbows from these French Arbalists and English longbowmen. Oh, the mercenary there just took crossbow bolt. Sort of a scrum happening. Here comes the Crusaders. Here they go. Come on, lads. Come on in. Charge for the Holy Land. All that stuff, you know. Yeah, it looks like we've lost another English longbowman off the edge. Honestly, I wasn't expecting these ranged units to do all too much for the Crusaders here. Looks like one of the Crusaders might have actually been hit by a longbowman there, which is not all too great. But they are making some sort of headway by the looks of it. They're definitely pushing forwards. Oh, someone just got hit by an English longbowman there. That might have been one of the Teutons, or one of the English Crusaders. Looks like they might still be moving though. But even so, we've got a Teutonic knight here charging in against this knot of Byzantine infantry. Oh, he manages to take one out. In comes Byzantine crossbow, getting blocked by a Teutonic knight and an English Crusader. One of the Byzantine crossbowmen have actually dropped down here. Not the best of ideas. Oh, English Crusader jumping for the crossbowman, doesn't make it, falls off the edge for his trouble. He does take one down. I suppose he's got that at least to go for him. We've still got a couple of peasants actually left up here, as you can see in their brown peasant get-up. Looks like the Crusaders have one on this flank though. They still have got the mercenary axemen, though, to deal with inside of Constantinople, so they've got to watch out for them, as well as these remaining mercenary spearmen. But for the most part, the Crusaders are doing the pushing. We've still got some knights left up. We've still got some men-at-arms in here. In charge is an English knight, actually, heading in. We've still got a couple of Byzantine infantry pushed up against the walls of Constantinople here. Oh, there's a French knight pushes out with his shield, trying to get down this infantryman. Crusaders here charging in. Definitely making headway. Oh, Byzantine just died. Yeah, that's a Byzantine shield, alright. Down he goes. Looks like we've lost another one. And one of the mercenaries, which is definitely not good for the Byzantines. In charge is one of the mercenary medieval spearmen, though. We've still got the axemen left here. Got a couple of the mercenaries charging forwards now. But we've still got a French mace man here, alongside an English flail man by the looks of it, as well as a man-at-arms right there. Looks like the Crusaders are starting to push through over here. We've still got a French Crusader here. Oh, just gets smacked around the head with the Byzantine banner there. The crossbowmen are still on the walls, trying their best to deal with the oncoming tide of Crusaders. It looks like most of the actual Crusader units are still left. Obviously we know that we lost that one English Crusader off the edge, but I can't see all too many Crusader bodies actually on the ground. We've still got a Teutonic Knight here. It looks like we have lost another Teutonic Knight under here, possibly an English Crusader. Nope, there he is, the English Crusader's getting up right there. In charges, oh, a Teutonic Mace Man charging against the Axeman here. Oh, as one of the spearmen just gets taken out by an English Crusader who goes for the Axeman, pushes him but doesn't kill him as he lands on the ground with a thump. Looks like the Crusaders are definitely charging in through the walls now. They've definitely breached the outer defences of Constantinople this time. Yeah, we've got... oh, down goes one of the mercenary spearmen to a Crusader. Axeman retaliating against one of the Teutons, as the spearman desperately tangling with two English Crusaders. I'd like to say, though, that the Axemen will be able to take down this Teuton at least. Oh, not that one, though. He's just died to a charge, and in goes the Teuton, deep within the city of Constantinople, as an English longbowman fires at some of the Byzantine crossbowmen on the walls. Outside of the walls, it looks like they're just dealing with the last couple of Byzantine infantrymen. We've got a French knight charging in here against one of the mercenary axemen, who thumps down his axe. Doesn't kill him, though. The Crusaders are now charging in. Yep, looks like they've finished all resistance outside, which means the Varangian Guard are all that remains between the city of Constantinople and the besieging army of the Crusaders, and it's about even now, I'd like to say. Possibly more so in favour of the Crusaders, who are now coming up against fresh Varangian Guard troops made up of units from the Nordic countries, hence why they've got the big beard and the Nordic look about them. But yes, they're going up against these English Crusaders now. Oh, nice axe cut, takes down one of them. We've got the French and the English fighting next to each other. That's certainly a sight to see, isn't it? Looks like the Teutonic Crusader, well, the Teutonic Knight managed to take down the two axemen, but finally succumbed to the Varangian Guard, who are tangling with these two English Crusaders. We've got an English Knight actually charging in, followed by a English Crusader and a French Crusader. We've still got some French Knights as well coming in here. We've got a French Mace Man here. Oh, we've still got a peasant. Hello, Mr. Peasant. Two peasants of differing shirts. We've still got two peasants. I'm honestly surprised any peasants have lived at this point. They've actually outlived the men-at-arms. We've got another peasant over here. We've got peasants galore. Peasants galore coming in here. Meanwhile, the fighting here devolved a bit. One of the Varangian Guard just gets taken out here by the swarm of French units. Again, the bloody French have lived over the English. I can't believe it. There's loads of French units over here, and there's barely any English. We've got these two peasants tangling with this Byzantine crossbowman, who's also got a French knight and an English crusader to deal with as well. Looks like the last three Varangian Guard are holding out near the standard bearer. Yeah, we can see one here tangling with some French knights and a French maceman here, doing his best. Looks like there's only a couple of Varangians left actually. We got this one here, manages to parry a cut from an English crusader, whilst this one deals with a French crusader by the looks of it. We've still got two Varangian Guard right there. It's like the one who charged over here has died. We've got the ranged units actually coming up for the Crusaders now as well. We've got a French Crusader charging in here. Oh, one of the Varangian Guard has died here, but he did manage to take out... Oh, that was it. He did manage to take out a French Knight, French Crusader, but in the end it just wasn't enough. It just was not enough. So, yeah, looks like the second siege, when the Crusaders bring up a bigger reinforcing army, the second siege worked for them this time. As you can see, there's still quite a few bodies outside here, but there is a far greater amount of Byzantines out here in comparison to Crusaders. That being said, we can still see some white uniforms of the Crusaders. We've got some English Crusaders dead here. We've got a couple of French Crusaders in here. Here's one with his cape. There's another one actually with his cape as well. Yeah, we've lost most of the peasants, obviously, in the fighting out here. We've got the two mercenary crossbowmen of the Teutons are actually still alive there as well. We've got a French arbalist there. Got another arbalist. We've still got some longbowmen as well. So they've still got some of their ranged units, but they weren't. If I'm perfectly honest, I didn't really see them do all too much for the Crusader army. Here it is more so the actual melee troops that did more of the attacking and more of the usefulness, I suppose you could say. Although they did manage to take down this final standard bearer, but that's not all too surprising there. Yeah, a large amount of the French forces actually still left in comparison to the other countries here. We've obviously still got a couple of English Crusaders. We've got this one here. We've got this one. Yep, he's still holding a sword. We've still got this one. We've got these two charging in here. Yeah, two of them charging in there. But otherwise, other than the longbowmen, there's really no English forces left in terms of regular units. But then we look at the French. French have still got a Crusader there. They've got 3 knights and a maceman, and they've also got one arbalist there. 2 arbalists there, so they've still got 2 of their arbalists. That's just a floating shield. Okay. Yeah, in terms of actual Crusaders, the French Crusaders didn't do as well, but then they didn't have as many Crusaders as I put down English Crusaders. So, yeah, actually in terms of the forces, the French actually fared the best in terms of losses. The English lost the second most amount, and then obviously all of the Teutons have died, plus their mercenaries, other than the last two remaining mercenary crossbowmen back here. But yes, all of the men at arms for the Crusaders actually died here, attacking Constantinople. We've still got some peasants though. We've still got one here. Looks like this one here did manage to be killed by the crossbowman before he died to the French knights. And then we've still got one more peasant over here. So we've still actually got 2 peasants, which is quite impressive, I do have to say, that they managed to survive that opening. Oh no, we've still got this one here. So he didn't get killed by the crossbowman over here, I don't think. But yes, so we've still got 3 peasants, which, considering what happened out here, is very surprising indeed, I do have to say. But yeah, all of the Varangian Guard did die. I'm a bit surprised by that, actually. I thought it would have been a bit more of a difficult fight for them, for the Crusaders here. But no, the Crusaders managed to come through, secure victory. As you can see, there's still quite a few Crusader bodies actually here. Oh no, we've still got another French Crusader down here. So yeah, we've still got actually 2 French Crusaders. Interesting. But yeah, as you can see, there's still some Crusader bodies actually from inside the walls of Constantinople, but for the most part, it is Varangian Guard and the few remaining Byzantine troops that were left within the city. But yeah, so there you go. The second siege of Constantinople here was successful. The Crusader army did outnumber the Byzantines by about 30 or 40 units this time, though, so you would expect the weight of numbers to actually be in their favour for this one. But yes, there you go. I'll thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.